Welcome to Plot Twist Radio, the show where creativity, storytelling, and the unpredictable path of the creative life all collide. I'm your host, Erin Egnatz. Today's guest is the definition of a multi-hyphenate. She's a master of storytelling through sound, presence, and performance. Keldamuzik, also known as the Diva, is a recording artist, actress, TV host, and entrepreneur whose creative work lives at the intersection of music, narrative, and cultural impact. From international stages across Japan, the Caribbean, and Europe to sync placements in major pop culture moments, her music doesn't just play, it communicates. Beyond the mic, she brings the same depth to film, stage, and television, including her role as host of Diva Talk Tonite, where she elevates conversations and voices that matter. As the founder of Diggs Media Group and the fashion brand Tams, she's proving that artistry and ownership can and should go hand in hand. Today, we're talking about how rhythm becomes character, how emotion becomes performance, and how storytelling shifts when music leads the way. This is a conversation about voice, visibility, and creative control, and you're going to want to hear every beat. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. Could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Yes. My name is Keldamuzik. I'm a recording artist, actress, talk show host, entrepreneur, fashionista, dabbling a little bit into everything when it comes to the entertainment industry. Who knows what's next?
You're the jack of all trades. So you're known as the diva, which I love. But that title, it carries power, it carries presence. What does
Mhm.
the diva mean to you personally?
Yeah, I'm changing the message behind diva, right? Instead of representing someone physically or, their actions, it's more of your heart, mind, and soul, right? And just the way you think about things and the way you strategize your whole like career, your life, whatever it is. It's just about someone who's on top of their game and who's very smooth being on top of their game and having control of who they are and what they do and not let others affect them in a negative way. Diva definitely is more than just, someone who needs, I don't know, all red Skittles or M&Ms. Right, right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm putting a more positive twist to it, but at the same time, someone who's powerful and inspirational and encouraging others to do whatever they want to do in life.
And that's the best message you can put out there.
Yes, exactly.
So, as you mentioned before, you moved seamlessly between music, acting,
Mhm.
hosting, and even entrepreneurship. When you introduce yourself to someone new, which role feels most like maybe home to you?
Definitely music, just because, like, being on stage is for me, that is home. If I'm not on stage, I don't feel at home, and for me, like, it's just so crazy. Even when talking to people, I feel like I'm in my acting music zone, like I'm putting on a show.
Right.
And so sometimes, like, I can't even take myself seriously. But that's how I know I belong on stage because I'm meant to entertain. Entertainment is my life. It's not a part of my lifestyle. It is my life. Definitely music always feels like at home to me.
My daughter, I'm so introverted. I would die on a stage, but she's the kind like you, she wants to be out there. She wants to do it. She just
Mhm.
thrives on it. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't feel it that way. I would like hyperventilate, but I do see it in her too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, when you've been in this industry for a long time, from, being a kid up until now, it's just kinda like it's nothing to you, right? It's just, it's you, it's who you represent.
That's right. So, was there a moment early in your career when you realized you weren't just performing, you were like telling a story?
Yeah, I would say my first journey started when I recorded my first album in 2005. That's where we really started I I hate to use the word branding because for me it like takes away from it being authentic. But yeah, we were telling a story. My production team helped me with not only like creating, diva, but making sure it reflects in the music from lyrics to, hooks to everything that I'm doing or saying on the song. It has to represent who you are. And that person that you are, you're telling a story because you want to relate to your audience. So I would say the first album I released, Shut Up Listen, is when really that's when I was putting a story together about my life and hoping that others could relate to it and feel comfortable relating to it.
Yeah. I I love that. So when you're writing or even recording a song, do you think in terms of character first, or emotion first, or is it more of like a rhythm first type thing?
It's a combination of both, right? Sometimes the beat writes for you, and then sometimes you write to the beat. If I'm in the studio and say if I already have like lyrics prepared that I've already written, but I hear this beat where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love it, then sometimes I'll just put those other lyrics to the side and just start a whole new track, you know? Um, and then if there's a particular song that I wanted to make, for example, a song called Tat Swag that I want to come out with, then I look for a specific beat to match the theme of that track and what it represents. So it just really goes both ways. That's the beauty about music. It's just creative freedom.
Yes, yes, for sure. And as I was yeah, I had to Google you, of course, and I saw that your music's been on some big shows like The Real Housewives of Atlanta and Bad Girls Club. How does that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. I always say, it's touching the TV screen when you do, things out of the ordinary like that. I'm just me sitting in my room, right, and flipping through the channels, and, oh, Housewives is on, my favorite show, and next thing you know, my song comes on. I'm like, "Wait, this just doesn't happen to everyone or anyone."
Yes. No, that I think that's so
Mhm.
cool. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so fun." I couldn't imagine. I've had one small thing show up on the History Channel. It's like, that's me," so but to
Mhm.
hear music, to
Yeah.
know that that's gotta be just illuminating, and it makes you feel
Yeah.
amazing.
It does, and to know that, like, there's a million other people listening to that song, listening to you right now, even if they don't go stream it or anything, they are
Right.
listening to you right now, and that's what yeah, makes it feel so special.
Absolutely. So, when you're making a song, what makes it ready in your mind? Like for me, when I'm writing, I start with one draft, and then by the time I'm done, it's a completely different story. Is that the
Mhm.
same thing with music?
Yeah, I would say so. Usually, you could start off with a hook and say, "Okay, I'm gonna build a song based around this hook because the hook is supposed to always be catchy, right? You think about it. Every time we listen to a song, we just wait for that one part to come on, and
Yes.
we start singing along. So sometimes I start writing like just based on the hook, and then from there, like I'll finish the ending of the song, and then I'll circle back to the front of the song, and I ask myself, okay, how are we going to open up this track? How are we gonna start it? How are we gonna, like, capture people's attention? The hook's already there. Now we need to make sure the opening of the track is just as catchy as the hook.
As far as catchiness goes and whatnot, how do like rhythm and movement help you express your emotions with your songs?
Oh, it's very, very, very important. If you cannot, like, put a rhythm to your music or feel it yourself, then how do you expect somebody else to feel it, right? And that's obviously, why artists we have music videos because we want to show you how much we're feeling the rhythm, the soul in that song. we want you to start doing dance challenges to our tracks because we want you to feel it as much as we do. So I think it's very important. And without having that aspect of music, it's kind of like, well, what do you have? Unless, hey, we all have our own rhythm, right? So it's not just with, hip hop, R&B or pop music. It's your own rhythm that you put together.
Yes, absolutely. So let's shift kind of over to one of your other trades, which is acting.
Yes.
You've appeared in indie films, powerful
Yeah.
stage productions, and now you host Diva Talk Tonight, correct?
Correct. Yes. Diva Talk Tonight is an entertainment show, and it's streaming on Tubi, as a matter of fact.
Oh, very cool. So how does your storytelling shift between screen, stage, and music?
So I make sure to keep Diva with everything, right? All my albums named, something pertaining to Diva. My community projects, Diva. So same thing with the TV show, Diva Talk Tonight, Diva Talk Podcast, Diva TV. Just everything's Diva, Diva, Diva. That's how I'm building my own world, and I'm building my own story within that. So it's like, welcome to Diva's world.
That's powerful though, because especially when you have so many different niches, you gotta have kind of
Mhm.
that bridge almost to kinda keep them together, and I mean, diva is the way to go.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I feel like I tell my story through the talk show by the quality of guests that I book and the topics that we discuss, and also just other featured people that I bring on the show to join me. So everything just kind of like everything coincides with each other.
Yes. So in acting, silence can be as powerful as sound. As a musician, what's the difficult adjustment? Or was this a difficult adjustment, or was it more natural to kinda shift between the 2?
It's very natural, because it's all performing, it's all entertaining. And if you think about it, as a musician, you're pretty much an actor yourself, right? Every time you're on stage, you're commanding the crowd, you're, you know, doing all kind of activities of call and response, right? It's all acting. It's all acting. It's all engaging. And I think that's the beauty of it because there's really no transition. It's just one happens to be music and the other happens to be you in front of a camera memorizing scripts. But either way, as a performer, you're memorizing songs, TV set, scripts. It kind of just goes both ways.
Yes, for sure. So, as far as hosting goes, because this has been kind of an adjustment for me, I'm used to being on your side. So,
Hmm.
when I first got into this, I was like, "Wow, this is a lot harder than I realized." Um, how
Hmm.
has hosting changed you, like, the way you tell your own stories?
I think it helps me become more engaging with the people that I talk to. And once we get to know each other, together we start sharing similarities when it comes to our experience in life. And I think from there, that's what makes a powerful interview because now we're just going with the flow. Everything's off script. And that's what people want, reality. Reality. That's why reality TV is booming because you want to see people for who they are. You want people to give you genuine answers and not BS you. So, I think again, like whoever I'm interviewing represents who I am, right? And that's something that Keldamuzik herself would be doing if she wasn't doing music. And so, yeah, any person I talk to is a reflection on myself.
Cool. So, you said that you have, Diva Fest, correct?
Yes, yes. We just had the Diva Fest in July. We're making this an annual festival where, hey, I'm bringing all my fellow friends to perform, and we just celebrate each other. And the lineup could range from 10 artists to 30 artists. We're just getting everybody in there and giving everyone an opportunity to shine and to exercise their talents on the Diva Fest platform. And now we have the Diva Tour that we've been doing once a month and inviting so far female artists to perform and just giving them again the opportunity to put themselves out there. And, I try to encourage all the artists, like, hey, even if you go in first, it would be really, really cool if you stay during the entire performance just to support. You know what I mean? And network on top of that.
That is so important, and I've noticed, especially in the writing community, everyone embraces each other and kind of lifts them up. Other
Hmm.
industries, it's not necessarily like that, so it's so nice to see like, things like the Diva Fest where, the community building, I think it makes everyone, that are artists, they
Yeah.
learn to respect each other, you grow, you work, you network. I just
Yes.
love that you have that.
Yeah, definitely. I've been like producing networking events. I'm gonna do an award show pretty soon. I just think as entertainer now, you have to do other projects for the community. It can't be about you anymore. If you want the community to support you, you have to support them first. It's campaigning, and if that means I have to put on an award show, a fashion show, a concert, a diva film festival, you know what I mean? That's what my brand represents. And again, it's a reflection on who I am and the story that I'm developing and promoting to the masses is
That's a
support.
beautiful thing. Yes, that's a beautiful thing, and I think it earns respect, but it shows
Mhm.
your
Well, this
audience that you are, a good person and you really want everyone to succeed. I love that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I'll do anything in my power to make sure that happens.
Beautiful. So, for creatives, like yourself who kind of dabble in all kinds of industries, what's the biggest myth you'd love to dismantle for them?
Geez, the biggest myth. Oh, once you get signed or once I don't know. Yeah, once you get signed, you're an overnight success and you're rich and you're famous and the whole world knows who you are and you're untouchable. That's just all right. Think
Right.
about reality. Even years ago when people were, artists were all about getting signed and becoming like an overnight success, that still really didn't happen. Everything was still a work in progress. Anytime you hit a major milestone in your career, that is it for the moment. Now you have to work off that milestone and build something else, build bigger and better. So, yeah, just getting signed and being on TV does not mean that you are this, famous rich artist that could, feed the entire world and make magic happen. Like, we're human first, and we have bills. We have we have a team. We have people we have to pay. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yes, I agree. That's one of the things that people don't not everybody realizes when they start off, they think, "Okay, I'm
Mhm,
gonna get here and I'll be there in a year and then that's it. We're good."
mhm,
But it
mhm.
really is. It's a work in progress and you have to keep working even after you've made it.
Yeah, definitely. You have to keep working. Yeah, like I said, if you achieve something, um, whether it's winning a Grammy, right? Okay, you can't just stop there. Now you have to go on tour. Now you have to go on a global tour. Now you have to shake more hands and kiss more babies. Uh, it's just so much more campaigning you have to do. It just doesn't end there. It starts there.
Right. Absolutely. You have to stay, in the public eye because there's always
Mhm.
like for every one of you, there's like 30 waiting in the wings type thing.
Exactly, and there's always gonna be somebody there that's willing to take your place. So it's either now or never.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Mhm.
if your life were a soundtrack, what song or even sound captures the chapter you're in right now?
Hmm, that's a good question. Uh, I would say, gosh, you know what? Because I listen to so much music and, like, a lot of older music too. I would say, like, Whitney Houston, what's that song? I Have Nothing. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
That's just such a powerful song and the way it builds up. it reminds me of, like, getting up in the morning and telling yourself, like, "Okay, I know I have this and that to do every day, but as we complete each task one time at a time, concentrate, meditate a little bit, you're gonna get through this." So, yeah, that song kind of just puts me in a zone every time I hear it.
That's a powerful one.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So where can the audience find you?
Yes, you guys can visit my website. It is, keldamuzik.com, KELDAMUZIK.com. You could find all my film projects, TV, music, fashion. You could get, your Tams Beret on my website. That's my world, my portal, and, mi casa, tu casa. I hope that I said that right, yeah.
Yeah, you did. I think, and I love your hat. I just noticed that, like, I don't know, my notes are in the way, and I just noticed that thing is fire. I love it.
Thank you. 10 different colors. Mhm.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to get
Yeah.
some, I'm in the winter season, so
Yeah,
it's
it's about
freezing here.
that time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Erin, and, you guys, stay warm this winter because it's cold. Thank you, Erin. You have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
This conversation was a reminder that storytelling doesn't live in just one lane. It moves through sound, through movement, through intention, and through presence. Whether she's building a character through music, commanding the stage, hosting conversations, or creating impact through entrepreneurship, Keldamuzik shows us what it looks like to own your narrative and tell it on your own terms. If today's episode resonated with you, make sure to follow, rate, and share Plot Twist Radio. And pass this one along to someone who believes that creativity is more powerful when it's purposeful. Until next time, remember, sometimes the biggest plot twist isn't changing the story, it's realizing you've been the author all along.